Colorado.
In Colorado. Now he's in New Jersey, evaluating Neil Eisen's speech enthusiasm.
Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, guests, check us out, becoming a member, and Neil. Giving an evaluation is one of my favorite things to do as part of Toastmasters because you get a chance to pay really close attention to the speaker. Not to say that we don't typically, but you really pay attention to a lot of detail. Neil did something in his speech tonight that I actually saw Ed Tate, who won the 2000 champion of public speaking back in 2000 when I was part of Cherry Tree Toastmasters, which is he used something in his speech called, that Ed used to tell me, called the 3 H's, which is head, heart, and humor. And I thought Neil did that very well because he spoke at the onset of his speech about capturing our attention about why does he hate salesmen. He got us to think. He got us to think with our minds a little bit, and then related it back to an unbelievable story in his speech. He also used humor when he broke out his wad of $20 bills and handed it over to Donna. Then subsequent later, he then filled out the credit card that was planning to hold back, but certainly Donna wouldn't let him do that. And then he had heart at the end of his speech. Now, all good speeches, as we know as Toastmasters, has some sort of climax in his speech. And I thought Neil did that very well. The climax in this case is that Neil talked with us a little bit about how, as a salesperson, he hates salespeople. And it's poignant that I should have him as a speech giver to evaluate today, because I'm also in sales. And I, too, strive very hard at trying to be a little bit different than the average salesperson. But the climax in his speech was this, was that because of his enthusiasm, but I should also suggest his integrity, that Neil found a way to make an impact on selling a product, which is an automobile, to a customer, but doing it away with a high level of integrity. The climax was then when the customer was then driving, and thankfully Neil had suggested him into the car with the airbag, therefore to protect himself when an accident occurred. Now the thing that I would suggest to make the speech a little bit better, if you should give it again, is that again, going back to that climax, the purpose of the speech was vocal inflection. And we also had Neil do that well in a couple of different cases in this speech. He whispered at the beginning of his speech when he talked about, I want you to think about something carefully. He introduced the Zig Ziglar book and caught our attention with that. He slowed down and whispered when he was talking to us about his exchange with the customer, is safety important to you? And he slowed down and his rate of speech slowed down. But the thing that I would suggest perhaps in this speech next time is that again, that climax was the important point when that customer lost control of his car and slammed into the truck, and thankfully the airbag imploded. I would have caught our attention perhaps a little bit even more intently by slowing that whole part of the speech down just a little bit and talking about how that car came barreling down that hill and paused and give the audience an opportunity to absorb how that felt, to relate us back to the fact that you had high integrity to ensure to sell that proper automobile. But other than that, the only other suggestion I may make is we now know that you sell automobiles for a living. How has this lesson in 1991 allowed you to become an even better salesperson in your profession? Other than that, perfect speech, and I look forward to seeing plenty more in the future.